don't think I need the sleeping bag on the door today. It's like in the, it's probably under. I think the high today was 51, so it should be fine. And it's going to be a similar session as the last live. The goal is to probably power snatch up to 90 again, and maybe more feels good, but not really worried about doing more than that. And then overhead press, same thing, get to 100, and potentially try a heavy push press, but same thing. If I get to 125 again, that'll be good. And then tomorrow, most likely won't train, um, so then I can have like a true like peak, Saturday session, if in theory, because even like last week when I did the 125, 160 Friday, I still trained and still did some of the lifts and stuff. So it wasn't as if I was even 100% recovered for that session. Albeit I didn't do a crazy difficult session the day before, but this is kind of typically what I would do for a competition. If like Saturday was the meet, I might even not even train on a day like today, like Wednesday, yesterday might just be my last day, take 2 days off and then do that. I've done that before. Typically, today would be like the last day where I would do a similar session of this, probably lighter, but it's nice with the session on Saturday. I don't really necessarily care if it goes well or not. Obviously, I want it to, but it's not like I'm going to be at a competition. So if everything goes poorly, then I'll know, like, all right, I can't really push that crazy hard on this day. I will say, I think in the past I've done jerks on this day as well. 2 days out. I'm not going to do any of those today, just push presses. I think that will be like the good amount of strain, but not enough where it's like a maximal weight. So if I could get up to more, then if I could do more than 130 in the push press, that'd be really cool. That's kind of what I'm thinking about. And then, oh yeah, also some snatch pulls. That's kind of the other thing as well. So nothing really too crazy. It should be a relatively, I don't want to say easy session, but one that's pretty straightforward. And that it's like one that it's easy in the sense mentally, to where if it goes really poorly, I'm not really that. Um, I won't be bugging if I don't feel good when I'm training. I feel good now, and like I feel pretty recovered, and slept well last night. Like all the signs are there for it. Wait, up? Just gonna start moving the bar. I'm kind of contemplating how cold it's gonna feel. That's really my biggest hiccup right now, or biggest holdup right now, is that the bar is cold. But I suppose the only way to get past that is to hold the bar. Actually, doesn't feel too bad, which is nice. It's a lot warmer today than in the last couple days. So eventually I'll be able to train normally out here more often. Ugh. Ugh. But got layers on, so I should stay pretty warm. It's going pretty well. Still in the same state, Valk. OH. But I guess there's two hints in the background if you see the Raiders and the Akron Zips, but the Arkansas, that's my grad school, so that can throw people off. But yeah, you keep messing with the ball. The other adjustment of this week of training is I haven't done accessories. That's kind of typical of like a, peak or whatever. I'm not Chinese. I'm not on all the supplementation that they get to take to train heavy and often and do accessories. So, unlike them, I actually benefit from not doing them if I want to recover better. Be nice if I could do all of my normal training and accessory work and not impede my recovery at all. But alas, it's not how the real world works, unfortunately. But maybe that's just my cope and laziness. No, I like having good organs. To me, there's many reasons. The main is health, but I don't really view the need. I'm not trying to make any team, or like I don't have an arbitrary number stuck in my head that I have to hit. And also, as it would make my family sad because they don't view it as a good thing. I wouldn't view it as a good thing for myself because at the end of the day, I'm lifting for fun. I'm lifting to see what I can do. And whether that is whatever weight, it doesn't necessarily matter as far as that end total. But if I were to use any sort of anabolics, then it would kind of mess up my goals in that regard to where I wouldn't really feel like they were legitimate to myself. But also the cost, the health, and I like to be serious about lifting, but it's a I'm not an Eastern Bloc lifter. Like, it's not life or death for me. And yeah, it would just, for me, it would be cheating because I also wouldn't really be able to like discuss it at all. You know, based on the fact that I'm a teacher, I wouldn't really be able to be honest, and that not being able to be honest about it too wouldn't really jive with my morals. So lots of reasons not to. But really, like, philosophically, the main reasons is I would lift a lot more weight, but then I compare myself to what I'd be able to do on anabolics and not just what I can do myself. And so those numbers would be a lot more extreme. And based on, you know, my ability to not have the best self-control when it comes to pushing my body, I would probably go quite ham with whatever I did, and it would be even less healthy than it would be. But yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, I'm not like against like TRT or people who do that, but it's bastardized in a lot of ways because of the fact that people say I'm on TRT and really they're just blasting, and it's just an excuse for them to say, like, guys, I'm the same as you. I just needed some of this TRT, and they're, you know, look like a tomato, and they have, you know, single digit body fat percentage, and it's like, all right, bro, like, we know the kind of TRT that you're on. And I'm not even someone that would say that I would never do something like that in the future when I'm older if it was like a medical necessity. But I view a lot of the issues that are proposed to be solved by TRT are more easily solved for 99% of people through a good diet, sleep, and reduction of stress. And if you can focus on those things, you're probably not going to have testosterone issues. And if you do outside of that, then that's a pretty rare medical condition, and I think that would warrant, you know, a medical intervention like that. But um, doing that sort of thing would most likely, for me, not really change much because the amount that I would be willing to take would be so low. It would be to get to the bare minimum, the minimum threshold, not really to, well, get to, you know, what they call sports dose, you know, whatever the fake natties will want to say when they're on TRT and they pretend to still be natural. Well, it would actually be for that, but thankfully I don't have any low T type things. I'm not Jewish. That's a very weird. What a weird thing. Then the guy from Germany pops in. But no, I am not religious at all. But didn't really know I looked Jewish. But I was raised Catholic, so I'm pretty sure I'm not Jewish. Um, Look like you're good with money. I don't like. I just have blonde hair. I get the Germany reference more, but you're trying to say, like, do I have a big nose? Like, I don't even. I think I can look at myself pretty objectively. I don't think I have a nose or like features that would be stereotypically Jewish, but I don't know. This dude must be really worried about what people are. But no, I don't have any any religion. I was raised Catholic, and I don't have any family that I know of that is Jewish. But today, that's what I'm writing down. So power snatch, we're gonna do 50, 70, 90, maybe 100. But I'm not really that dedicated to, or I'm not really that hard stuck to do that. And then overhead press again. So very similar to last time when I went live on Tuesday. Power clean plus overhead press. You do 70, 90, 100. And really the goal, I did 100 on Tuesday, is to do it again, but hopefully continue to make it feel easier. So then I can eventually do 105, how a lot of times 100 is now, where it's a struggle, and eventually be able to try something above that. So then power clean plus push press, and the goal with that is we'll probably do 110, and then I kind of want to do 125 again, and then potentially go for a PR with that. I'm screaming too. It might be because I teach physical education and I'm in a gymnasium all day, so my voice might be really good at projecting, but I appreciate that. You're saying I have a good volume, so it's high praise. I do appreciate that. I'd rather be too loud than too quiet, that's for sure. Then some snatch pulls. So I'm going to do snatch pulls and start those at 110 and go to 130, and then we'll do essentially a snatch deadlift. So I differentiate it by how much pop you get at the top with 150, 170, and 190. And not really because I think it's necessarily beneficial. High pitched voice, maybe low body weight. He's talking about the caps guy. Oh. I didn't realize the chat was talking to each other. That's a pretty meta comment. Can't tell. I'm a boomer. I'm a boomer. I'm only 31, but apparently I'm actually secretly like a 55-year-old dude. Oh no, I don't have a memory card in here. I left it. Wait, what? I have a memory card right there. Why is my camera trolling me? I'm getting bamboozled. Alright. Hopefully that didn't. Alright, good. My friend was texting me about his training session today. So I was hoping that wouldn't mess up the live. Because normally I go all the way into the app, and that will disconnect the live. But I just used like the drop down. Speaking of boomer technology, I'm learning the tech, but yeah. So I'm gonna hit the bar one more time, and then just start throwing on weight. I mean, with straps and snatches, it won't really be too much to deal with as far as the coldness of the bar is, but power snatches aren't really the focus. It's more so just to practice it. I'm pretty I'm not confident enough to guarantee it, but I've done it enough times at this point to where I can work up to it confidently, and that's a huge amount of progress for me because that was a PR. I think last year was the first time I did 100 and 102. Maybe 100 was the previous year, but 102 I did last year was like a big PR, and I hadn't PR'd my overhead press in a while. And now I can keep working up to 100, and it be like the equivalent to me, not as far as like how neurologically difficult, but like a 500-pound squat. Like I can get to it. I might miss it randomly, but like if I do everything right and I have a normal day, I can get to it. It's gonna be really difficult, but it's a really, I guess like a 95 or 98% overhead press. You can kind of get closer to the sun. I guess my best press is 105, and 100 is whatever percentage of that. So like 90, 95 or whatever. I don't really calculate. I don't work off percentages if you can't tell. I just be free balling out here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very like doing the first 100 was doing 102 to me though. as the American in me, was more happy with that than the 100 because that is 225, which is a crazy big weight for anyone to overhead press, but especially for me because that was it still is my biggest relative weakness. Not my legs, not my back, not anything else. My arms and shoulders in particular, which is one of the reasons I got into weightlifting in the first place was to get my shoulders stronger. So, without further ado, let's sling this bar, as a New Englander might say. Uh, don't feel too sore, which is good. I think one of the reasons is even though I went pretty heavy yesterday, I didn't really do any volume. And that's a nice thing with a deload kind of like this is you can still obviously, if you're trying to peak, you kind of have to go heavy still, but you don't have those extra sets or accessories to fatigue you. I don't have the years of anabolic conditioning like the Chinese to be able to handle the all the extra accessory work and still have peak strength. Some of us, we're just only able to work with our normal genetics and can't go supernatural. The stranded sled whale? Johnny's total 70. Yeah, I might power snatch Johnny's total. I do like the troll comments because um I've worked with children and I've also grown up on the internet. So like I know I don't know, I just don't overreact to stuff. Like we work with children so we're used to like goofy responses like that. Thankfully where I'm at now, kindergarten, first and second grade, um like I'm not thankfully getting insulted or anything like that, but sometimes what's I think one of the funniest and most innocent things is kids will just say things that they don't know are insulting, and it's not necessarily like you're like, oh my god, I can't believe you say that. But like, let's say I had like a acne blemish or something, like a little first grader be like, why do you have a scratch on your face? Or, they might ask you about that, and you're like, oh god, as a natural reaction is to be self conscious about it. At least for me. Um, but like, thankfully, you're not getting like intentionally insulted. Um, I don't know what Johnny's trying to say, but yeah, total war. If I hit a push press PR, you'll see it, but if not, it'll just be in a video. But I don't know, bro. Deadlift to power clean. I suck at power cleans, but I'm great at deadlift, so I'm the worst person to ask about that. I think I could. I power clean less than 50% of my best deadlift, so I have no idea what a good ratio for that is. Well, they're low key. They're rude, but it's like it's a different kind of rude because it's an innocent. Like they're not trying to be rude, and so that's where that's important when you're an adult to not actually take insult to that, but you have to actually teach kids. The, I guess one that they do a lot is they ask people how old they are, which is a very normal kid question. But like for me, I always just give them goofy answers. But like if I was an older person, you might care about that, and so that might be something that would make you not want to answer that. But I mean, I kind of have it pre-planned that I tell them I'm 100 and whatever, and they always don't believe it, or they ask, well, you don't look old. And like I'm really old, believe me. And you just gaslight them, but. Uh, Eventually, they'll get it out of me if they're persistent enough, but that's just more so to get them to stop asking. What I don't like is they ask and they eventually get it out of me. You're like, that's old. My dad is, or my mom is. I'm like, that's weird. I don't like to think about that, but that's more of a beginning of the year. They ask that a lot more. I don't know why that is. I have more than 50 in me tonight. $50 did not stand a chance. Thanks, Total War. See, what you have to do is you have to do an easily subtractable number. So, like, I'm 124 or 25 because it's 2025 now, and they're like, no, you're not. You're like, dude, I was born in 1900 because they don't know a lot of them don't know the math, especially the younger ones. But like, smart ones will be able to do that math and figure they're saying something mathematically correct. You don't want to be doing mental math. You got to be able to rattle it off because you want it to be the year you're born. I should have that memorized. Oh, get over there. Or what I'll say is, I'm 104. And they'll say, no, you're not. I say, all right. I like to tell kids I'm younger than I actually am. I'm actually 114. Oh. That's one I do probably the most. For whatever reason, 104. They ask if I have kids of my own. I say no, I'm scared of kids. No, kids are scary. They're like, no, you're not. You're a teacher. Like, yeah, you guys are terrifying. Why only? Because I'm just working out, brother. Why are you doing only one rep? Do Olympic weightlifting. Oh gosh. All right, so 70 now. Easy peasy. I don't know why, but sometimes my right strap does not rotate around the bar, and it's random. Like yesterday or Tuesday was fine. I don't know if it's temperature related or what, but $500 on the way. Sorry, my friend's telling me about his deadlift. He's getting strong. You don't need clippers. I'm not getting a haircut, so we don't need some clippers. I also enjoy the Russian comments because I have no idea what they're saying. So, hit that Google Translate for me because I do not even understand the Russian alphabet. I'm almost choked on water when I came out here. And I feel like it gave me a cough. I was getting a drink of water, and I didn't even drink the water, and I randomly swallowed weird, and felt like I was dying for a second. I'm worried I'm gonna get sick because everyone around me at school is getting sick. Kids are sick, teachers are sick, but I'm not sick. I haven't got sick yet, so I'll probably get sick. Yeah, that'll be the thing. I'll do this peak thing, and I'll get terribly ill on Friday and ruin my weekend. How do you find the perfect width? Oh wait. Oh yeah, Anatoly. I get those comments all the time about that guy. He's not weak or anything, but I just like when people think that that he can do like a snatch or something. Like he just uses fake weights a lot, and people get really upset when I mention that. Like I don't even really think it's that controversial of a thing. I don't even know if he necessarily denies it. I just assumed like his skit, like he does skits, like they're just for fun. Because obviously the weights in the videos are not real, and it's not like he's not strong enough to do whatever. But like they're all just like goofy looking weights, and the way that they move is just not valid. Well, like he's strong in his own right, but I get those a lot, and they're just kind of goofy. But I just don't really find his stuff. I mean, like you see one video and you've seen them all, so it's just kind of repetitive, redundant stuff, and it's fine and dandy. But like it's clearly just skits that he does with those people, and does whatever, and that's fine. It's not like I don't think he's pretending like. I mean, he's pretending that they're real in a sense, but I hope so. But like all the kids at school being sick, and all the teachers, they're getting like flu. It's not just like a head cold. They're puking, and I see every kid in the school. That's the bad thing. And tomorrow I saw half the school today, and tomorrow I'll see the other half. So I mean, if there's something going around, they're gonna be around, at least if they're at school, and then I'll have the weekend. But I just have to make it till Saturday. Next week I can be terribly ill, and it won't be. We'll be fine. I don't want this Saturday to be impacted. For sets of 10, if I can't do them, then so be it. But if I can't max out, I'll be sad. We'll see if liberal amounts of chalk will make this snatch better. Alright. This one should move alright. Alrighty. Oh yeah, it actually did help. It's weird. Alright. So, felt good, but definitely a good weight to stop at. I'm not trying to go crazy with them. And honestly, for me in power snatches, I should always kind of stay at 90 because my technique gets bad when I go up to more weight. I'm getting stupid Capital One stuff. Drip 9,000 or negative 1,000? 9,000? I don't know. The trolling comments when they don't type them correctly, it's just kind of goofy. Oh, I wish. No, I'm not. A 90 kilo power snatch, that's your standard for steroids? That's honestly just kind of embarrassing. Like, if you think 90 kilograms in a power snatch you need Trend to do, that tells me that you are a very weak person. Which is fine, but understand that 90 kilogram power snatch is not impressive at all. It is not impressive whatsoever. Man, it has 2 plates on the bar. Steroids. Are you... I like it. No, I don't. I mean, I take caffeine. That's the only drug I do take, buddy. But, no, I like it. To me, I like steroid accusations because it tells me that I'm doing something right. Like, it's high praise for me. And so, I appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, that does check out. At least some of that, but Hey man, guys, I'm not actually on steroid. It's 90 kilograms. That's what I like. Yeah, wait, like, say it on my deadlift. That's what I actually like feel good about it. Like, you say with 90 kilograms power snatch, like you're just being a goober. Say it on a big lift. Nobody says I'm on steroids when I deadlift 685 pounds, but power snatch 90. It's terrible. Tried my best out here. Not even getting called out on my good lifts. Ironically, on my 310 kilogram deadlift, I had like no. I figured that would be the one, like on a YouTube short or whatever. I'd be like, that's fake weights or blah blah blah. But you know, people just liked it, which is kind of hilarious. So I'll have like a random 90% squat. I I had this one dude. He got really triggered. It was like a 220 squat kilogram, which is heavy, but it wasn't a maximal weight. And this dude was convinced that like it was fake. And I was like, dude, I've done this squat many times with different plate setups in the same gym. I've done it in other gyms. I've done it time ago, time again. And he's like, that's all fake too. Hey, bro, I'm not that committed to. If I was gonna fake weight, I'd be fake weight like 280, 290. I'd be getting some weight on there. So I deadlift probably once a week. I mean, if you consider pulls, like clean pulls and snatch pulls, then like 2 or 3 times. But like actual deadlift, probably like once. And but volume work. So in the last couple of weeks, so this week's been pretty light. But Monday I did doubles in the snatch and then clean front squat, and I attempted a jerk double, but I only worked up to a max for both of those. In the previous weeks, it's been on Monday for snatches 5 triples, and then a clean front squat 2 jerks, and that for 5 singles, and then Wednesday 4 doubles in the snatch, clean front squat jerk for 4 sets, and then on Fridays, essentially Friday or Saturday was like one of the days where I just push up heavier. So it kind of depends on that, but essentially more volume and then less throughout the week, and then squats a similar thing. That Monday would be, I had been for this last couple weeks doing like a top set and then drop sets, or at least like my volume as drop sets. So like a heavy single and then like a 3x10 or 3x8 or 3x5, whatever it was. And then in this last week, I did 5x3, so the weight was lighter, and so I could try to move it a little bit faster. But these are people are getting weird. Yeah, I mean, I just throw deadlifts at the end randomly, so I don't really worry about that. I don't. I'm the only dog in here. I'm the only dog in this shed. You are looking at him. You're looking at the dog. Dog is mostly my erectors, my back. I get weirdo. You guys are weird. But overhead press time now. So back to 70. Do 70, 90, undo. And then someone must be typing some dastardly stuff. They keep getting blocked, which is kind of hilarious. I'm too lazy to like view the message. Last 2 messages got viewed for review. I'm not reviewing them. They're just not being viewed. Right. So 90. I mean, this is 70. My goodness, maybe I am using fake weights. Oh, there's a pumper next door. He's mad. He said, "Out there." He said, "Quit melting. Quit dropping the weights out there." I'm getting weird. It's getting weird in here. But 90 kilograms now. Anabolic burps. See, Sal knows how to get around the YouTube filter. I keep my chalk hidden in a little bucket over there, though. Comments get so weird. You guys sound like my aunt. Alright. 9-0. Not too bad. Pretty good for like no hype on that one. But we'll go to 100 now. I'll have to get a little hype for that. I'm not smiling anymore. Pittsburgh, you're asking a very weird question because you're typing the comment to answer your questions. I don't know where you're at right now. You need to hurry up and get home. I'd be so embarrassed if I missed this one. Please don't bully me if I miss 100. JK, you can bully me if I miss this. I'll take it. I'll take the abuse. I don't like glute raises. They don't feel very good. Makes it easy when you guys say dumb stuff like that, where I just say, yeah, I'm a minor. Blocked. Instantly blocked. You're gone. What's that big fat guy say? You're done. You're gone. Because it's, to me, it's hilarious. Like, people who are online creators who talk to minors, like, just don't. Like, it's just, it's not hard. Just, don't talk to children on the internet. I don't know. What do I know? I don't know anything. But I have tried glute raises. I don't really like them. I can see, I'm not against them as a movement, but I just don't really like how they feel. Especially like the top part, I feel like I'm not really doing any sort of lift. Like I'm just holding it above my head. So I think they're fine. But they just don't feel, I don't get that good shoulder juicy pump from them, unfortunately. But we're due 100 now. easier every time I do it. A little easier, a little tiny bit. It's not this like it. It's definitely slowly but surely getting stricter and stricter, but it's nice that I can continue to work up to that. Yeah, I could see it being a good like mobility exercise. But I've been really liking. So I do like a. They're basically dumbbell pullovers, and I don't do them perpendicular to the bench. I do them parallel, kind of like how you'd set up for a dumbbell bench press or whatever, and just reach way behind and kind of let my elbows bend a little bit, and kind of I get tricep work. I get is it rhomboid, whatever that muscle is, like right there. I get a nice stretch there, as well as obviously shoulders, but also a little bit of chest too. So I've been really liking that one. I think that's something that's kind of helped with my shoulder mobility a little bit, and it's one that is comfortable, so I can kind of push it. But it's similar to me. It's kind of like what I would want from a loop press, and that's what I get from it. So, and I can load it quite heavy. Like loop, that's the other thing I don't like about Lou's raises, is it's pretty limited how much you can go with weight. And it doesn't really matter how good you are at it. Like it's kind of difficult to get really good at them and do a lot of weight. And with the pullovers, it's nice because I can modify it in different ways to get more weight, but also just doing it in a a more strict fashion. Like I can load the weight pretty well because there are larger muscles that will still work it. So I kind of like that one because it's more like a compound lift. But we're gonna throw 110 on there and push press it. So hands are very cold now. Yeah. And it's like for me, when I injured my shoulder, I guess last May or whatever, that was like where I struggled, was to get my shoulder back enough. And it wasn't so much like I couldn't physically move it back, but the rotation was slow. And so as I got better, or as I got healthier over the months throughout the course of the year, it was able to rotate the same speed as my other shoulder. Obviously, quite important in the snatch to have both your arms, pop up in the same time. And that's what I noticed in slow motion, is that literally this arm would rotate slower than my right one. And it wouldn't be a problem. It wouldn't really be that big of a difference until it got heavier, and then that difference became more of an issue. But a lot of that was actually mobility. So thankfully that's, I would say, like 99% of the way back to normal. I don't think it's going to get any better than it is now. And I don't really have any issues with it now, which is nice. But it's something that perpetually will be good to work at, just for getting better at the lifts in general. But shout out Squat University. Yeah. And that's a nice thing with any sort of injury. You just look for that mobility stuff. Squat University does have some good ones. I don't like a lot of his shorts. He uses a lot of women's bodies in it, and I find that just kind of morally objectionable, because it's just not, it's not good. I don't think. But the content is good. It's just like the way that he uses clickbait and a lot of it's, just thirst traps. I don't like, but that's his cross to bear, so to speak. Even though I'm saying this like I'm not even religious, but like that's his burden to deal with. That's his morals that he has to qualm with. I just wouldn't want to do that sort of thing. But I suppose he makes enough money from it where he can look the other way. I'm a teacher, so I I picked a profession where if you care about money, you probably don't want to be one. All right, so push press time. Yeah, it felt all right. don't think we're gonna have a PR today, but it didn't feel objectionable. We're gonna do 125 now, though. But cold makes my nose runny, which is very annoying. I kind of slowly bulked over the years. I never really had like a time where I was intentionally bulking extremely. I always struggled to gain weight, so for me, like, I just slowly gained weight over the years. So I kind of thankfully never had like a big bulk or any. I think I only ever really cut once for like this online meet when I was online powerlifting meet when I was like, shoot, how old was I? Probably 20, 22, 21. It was right before I started teaching. But really since then, I just haven't really paid attention to being in a particular weight class. And mostly my issue is losing weight. So right now I'm like perfect weight for what I want. I'm like 238, 239. And my weight class is 242. So I'm not really trying to gain or lose weight. But no, I mean, my issue is always gaining weight. So I've always been very active. So it's been I could never figure that out, the like crazy fast bulk, but I didn't want to get fat either, so I suppose that was probably what held me back from, the burgers and fries diet. All right, 125. I push press this on Tuesday. I wouldn't be surprised if it was more of a struggle today, but I'm hoping that I can make it feel good today. Strangely, I had to clean it instead of power cleaning it, but push press is definitely too hard for me to want to go up. But I'm also really bad at power cleans, as you can see. So I've cleaned 176 and missed the 125 power clean. But honestly, that's good as far as the push presses go. I don't even know what you're saying. But do some pulls now. Since I have 125 on the bar, I'm going to make my first pull here at 125. And then just do 140. I mean, I guess kind of. Like, I don't really have wrist issues, thankfully. That's been the most common injury I've had is wrist. Or, oh no, actually back. But it's usually pretty minor. And front push, clean. That was a clean plus a push press. But Cleans never really bother my wrist unless you know, catch it out in front and try to save it or anything like that. But I don't know why you're so upset, sir. I just lifted and you just weren't here for it. You missed it. Sorry you're late. Maybe you know, don't be late next time. But snatch pulls now. So we're gonna do 125, and then 140, and then some snatch deadlifts, which might just do, just take, jump up to 160, and then do 190. Maybe do 210. That sounds like a fun number. So maybe we do that. You don't have to worry about that, brother. I don't get motivated by other people. I'm very easily. But 125 here. So just a pull, little snatch pulley. But I'm very happy. 125 push press is starting to be more of a routine lift. And I mean, it's a really high percentage of my best push press. I think it's 132 or 133. So anytime I can do it and it not feel extremely difficult, I think honestly it's like kind of the equivalent to that 100 kilogram press where I can start to do it now and it's not the death of me, but ideally it's easier and I want to go up. But alas, not today. Not today. But just singles on the pulls as well. Facile. Muy facile. The pulls go quick because pulls are easy. Yeah, front squats are terrible. They hurt. They hurt my soul more than they hurt my body. Mine's just a shed. it's a shed I randomly have in a cheap house. It's out back. So it's not even my garage. It's literally my backyard. It has electricity out to it for some reason. I have no idea why it's like cement and built. It's built into the side of a hill, so it's not even like a shed that you could just buy. It's literally cement. So they went all out for. I honestly don't know why. Like my house is fine, but it's not. It's not this nice of a shed fine, and this isn't like world class engineering or whatnot, but it's a lot nicer for the area that I live in. 140. Not too bad. Not too bad. Grip and rip. Oh, I'm using straps. I'm cheating. I'm a cheater. All right, man. I hilariously changed my programming. So we're gonna slap a yellow on there and do 170 for more of a pull, and then I mean there might be a little bit of shrug, but not really. It'll be mostly just a deadlift. And then, I don't know, 200. We'll see. Just going off vibes now. Pure vibes. My toes. I have 2 pairs of socks on. My toes are still cold. I swear. Only time I don't want my feet to be cold is when I'm out training in the cold. Any other time, they're sweating to death. Pigs in a blanket. Alright. Ooh. There we go. Ah, almost tripped and died on YouTube Live. Athlete. Alright, so do 200 now. Right now it's 375. Now it's gonna be 440. In pounds. In freedom units. But 170 kilos. 190. 200. Wow. 190. 200. So, PR of this actually 230, 235. I forget what I did. It's a short, at least as far as like a snatch or deadlift. This I'm trying to, in theory, keep my hips down, but my hips don't lie, and my hips want to take over, so they will. And we'll do one more at, I don't know, 225. That was actually pretty easy. Yeah, they do sound nice. The weights are pretty aesthetic, which is why I bought bought these kind. They're cheaper because they're Titan. Besides the change plates, they're just random, again, faster ones. But yeah, I forget. I mean, these are Titan ones. I forget the exact kind, but what I read is they're basically all made in the same plants. They're Titan, but they're all made in the same plants, and they are they're all like the same plates. So that's why I was like, oh, Titan is just cheaper. I'm just gonna go with Titan because it's not like the quality's gonna be less because they're all from the same area or the same. They're made in the same way. Urethane, I think that's what they are, but you can find them on Titan, really any plate website, but the ones that are in Titan, I think they're urethane, and they were the same cost or slightly cheaper than their other competition plates, but like they're thinner, so they're more similar to like actual competition plates, and so they just look nice, and they're supposed to, I guess, be more durable, but not really. I'm not really worried about that when I'm using them myself. They're just the cheapest kilo plates I could find. The only downside is and it's not even really, but it's hard to see from here. But the lettering, let me move my. There we go. The letters that are on it, or the numbers, I should say, like 25 kilograms, like that peels off, but there's still like the outline of the numbers underneath. That and the colors are valid, and also the weights are very even, or they're very true. I haven't individually weighed them, but I lift out here. I lift in a shed or a gym with different weights than these ones, and I don't notice any difference. So it's thankfully urethane or really any bumpers are going to be pretty accurate. It's really metal plates that can vary, but even cheap bumper plates are going to generally be accurate. The more difference is how durable they are, and these ones are supposedly urethane is more durable, but they're fine for my purposes. I don't lift frequently enough to ever damage them in any sort of serious way. Be pretty difficult. But we're gonna go up to, man, I mean that was what 30. We'll do 225, and I don't know. That's I would be less worried about the bumpers being damaged and more worried about the concrete with any bumper. For that case, I would get crash pads, and I think aesthetically they look nice. Like they're thinner than other cheaper bumpers, which is nice especially for deadlifts. I can get more plates on there. But yeah, as far as concrete goes, I don't think there's a good bumper in any price point or any kind that's good for concrete. They'll all just kind of break concrete, but the plates themselves would be fine for the most part. I could be wrong on that. I'm certainly not an expert, but don't drop plates on concrete. I do think that is something I could say with a lot of certainty. So. 210, 20, 25. I mean, if this feels as easy as 200, we might do 240 for fun. But this has to move really easy, or as easy as 200. And I don't think it will. Oh, I actually put a clip on that side. Or did I put the 5 on? Survey says I did put the clip on that side. So we'll clip it. Clips weigh the same as the reds. That would be the Chad way to lift. It would be impossible if I'm live, though, because I use my phone and I don't have a separate thing to play music on. So, unfortunately, that's not possible. But, yeah, I could blast some Creed and live up to the memes, and probably in the summer. Well, I'll lift out here a lot. Summer months are really nice for training out here because I can train out here every day if I wanted. I basically just go to the gym for heavy sessions, and I can do every other training session out here, especially because there's no weight, there's no I'm saving a lot on gas, of course, and typically I'm not like now I'm kind of like peak for Saturday. Like I'm not doing a competition in the summer, but this summer could be different. I'm looking for a competition. Usually it's in May. The local meet I usually do isn't available right now. I don't know if they're gonna do it, but I hope to be able to do it. But at the same time, if I can't, then I'll keep looking. But if not, we just slang weights out wherever. Competitions are fine. I want to hit big weights, and I'm not going to go out of my way to find a meet 4 hours away just to say I lifted at a competition. Because really, it's about the lifting of weights. And yeah, I don't really care if you don't understand what I'm saying. To be honest. To be honest. Big storm, Russia loses war in Ukraine. Thought they were a big scary country, but they can't even beat a little Ukraine. Kind of goofy. But it's because the Russian military is not that strong. But they get all the help from everyone else. They're not that strong, sorry. Not strong. Putin down a bad army. Alright. Russia lifted those dope. Alright, 225. Anti-sumo deadlift. Maybe we gotta try it. I think we gotta try it for our Russian friend. All right. So I have to check what my PR is really quick. We're back, boys. It is 235. We're just gonna do 240. It can't possibly not go right up, correct? All right. So 40, 70, 210, 230, 235, 40. It's a struggle nobody talks about with deadlifting a lot of weight is you gotta learn to count. Yeah, it's hard. Get on. So this is 40, 70, 210, 30, 35, and 40, 240, whatever that is in pounds. We lift the kilos out here. I may believe in bald eagles and freedom, but I'm all about the kilogram. Kilos are just better weights, though. I mean, let's be honest. Pounds, nobody cares about pounds. It's like a British person cared about pounds. Kilograms, it's pristine. So this will be a PR, a 5 kilogram, 11 pound PR, and will probably be really difficult. So we'll see how it works. But I mean, maybe it doesn't move, and that's okay. Because it's a lift I care about all my lifts, but some lifts I care about more than others. And this is certainly not a high priority lift. But knowing my deadlift and my back strength, anytime I want to PR a deadlift, it kind of just happens. So my back is just too strong. It's unfortunate. That's what I'm burdened with: strong posterior chain, weak shoulders and quads, but erectors of gods. They have Greek erectors. Everything else is bronze. Alright, so 240. Wish me luck. See you on the other side. Oh. You know, the weirdest part of a lift like that is when I'm doing lighter pulls or snatch pulls or whatever, it goes up into my hip crease like normal, like it would in a snatch. And when I get to that kind of weight, it goes below part of my physical anatomy that makes it uncomfortable to stand at the top with it. And I think it's just because my shoulders are pulled forward just slightly, or at least the weight pulls it down. Oh, it's all good. It's not a. You see these erectors. Well, you saw them work. You're not gonna see them. I'm not that. If you look at enough of my lifting videos, you'll see them pop out when I'm setting up for a lift. They look kind of weird, but no. So that's a PR. We can count the weights together. Together, boys and girls. Let's count the weights. There we go. Bar, 20 kilos. Plus a red, 70. 100. 140. 170. 210. 230. 235. And this old boy, or young boy, it is a beautiful, beautiful rainbow. And that makes 240. So 5 or 2.5 that. But yeah, it looks like a weird looking Oreo, but that's what we do. That's what we do out here. We lift we lift the rainbow. We need like purple plates and stuff to get the full rainbow, not just a little bit of plates. But yeah, that's gonna be the last lift I do. No accessories or anything. I mean, like in a sense, like the whole day today was accessories, but not like bodybuilding accessories, just to make my life a little bit easier. I'm really glad that that wasn't like an existentially difficult lift. And what I mean by that is wasn't like freaking out and shaking to get it up to the top. Like it moved pretty smooth, which is nice. It's just really uncomfortable to hold it. Well, you got to build up to it, yeah. But it's interesting because the first time really that I pushed a snatch deadlift, I got to 500 pounds. And obviously, I've been, I could deadlift normal a lot more. But that was like, I didn't have weightlifting shoes on. I was not really in a prime session because I don't really ever try to like increase that lift. But I was like, all right, I'm gonna go hard on this lift today, and it was so difficult to do. And that would have been like 227 because it was in pounds, and then like 235 went well last week, and now 240 went well. So I mean, on the list of things that are important for my lifting to improve, it's pretty low, but it is kind of neat to see that like positionally I can hold it enough to do the lift in a way that's not just purely erectors. Like I was able to kind of use my legs a little bit to initiate the lift. Obviously, my hips shot up a lot because of the the load that is on the bar, but it wasn't so bad that I was like freaking out or having to do whatever. But so two. What's the conversion for my American pounds? 240 is Oh, it's the same as my back squat. So that's like 520. It's like just under 530, if I remember correctly. It's 200. Let's math it out. So 230 is 507, and that's 10 kilograms more. So yeah, it's like 529. Um, they're they're boots, as a Canadian would say. Um, it might round up or down a pound, but around there, so just under that. So a respectable deadlift in any form, but for me, a PR. So happy with that. But with that being said, we'll go and eat some food and relax. And I can carry one boat that weighs 529 pounds. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. So I appreciate you stopping by, Tristan, and everyone else that did. Have a good night and happy Thursday. Peace.